Happy Saturday, friends. Thanks for hanging out with me on this spur of the moment endeavor. Well, we're waiting to find out we have a bed that's coming in for staging, and we probably have to go to Clear Lake, but I haven't gotten information about that. So I'm like, well, I need something to do, and I really want to put all of my things away. So I thought I would hop on and hang out with you guys. These were not from the yard sale, but I wanted to give you something pretty to look at. And I also need your advice on these too. Let me adjust my volume on my end because it's really not, it's driving me crazy. How's everybody doing this morning? What are you working on? I can't wait to hear from you. I'm not sure if we're going to have a ton of folks show up or not, but hey, one or 20, it's fine. Hi, Hope. Hi, Susie. Hello, Kat. Hi, Joanne. I'm so glad you're here. Truthfully, I was going through this and I was like, no, I think these guys might want to see this, all of this good stuff. So I was asking what you all were working on, if you're crafting today, if you got other responsibilities. I do have other responsibilities, but I'm kind of shirking my duties at the moment because I don't know. I just am. It's one of those days, you know what I mean? Hope is making fabric clusters. That sounds fun. Fun. You don't have to think about it. You just make them pretty. And then you feel so satisfied because you can create so many at a time. Well, let me tell you what we're going to do today. So, I have a big haul. I have a lot of things that are going to be sold on my live sales. However, if I show you something and you see that you want to claim it, I'll just put your name on it and then we can work that out. When we have our next live sale, I'll just figure out what those prices are and shoot you an email and see if that's cohesive with you. I hear something. I hear something upstairs. It sounds like the tornado sirens. Oh, you know what? It's the first Saturday noon whistle. That's what it is. That kind of freaked me out a little bit. Uh, but before we do that, and then I'm going to show you some things I got for myself, and I'll tell you about the story of my journey, which if you read in the title, it was the 170 miles of yard sales on Highway 141, and that was this weekend. And so I'll give you the skinny. Uh, I'm reading the comments here. Working on a wedding journal. I have a wedding journal. I need to get your opinions on that because I have one I have not started, and the wedding is in October, the first part of October, and I need to get going. It's going to be a gift for one of my friends. So yeah, and I don't have a lot of stuff because I've sold most of my wedding things. So before we get into this, ladies, I need your advice. So some time ago, it's probably been, oh, maybe back in March, April, when I was working on the first side of the duplex at night, when I was at Moe's, I would go down and craft. And she was a quilter, so there was a lot of fabric. Well, I ended up making 18 covers. Now, making means I put them together. I have not finished them, right? And when I did some reorganizing, I thought, I really need to start doing these. Uh, hey, Susie, did I say hi to you already? Hi, sweetie. How are things in New Jersey? Well, as I started putting these together, I started thinking, maybe I need to do this different. So this is where I need your advice. And let me show you what I got here. So these are the three that are close. This one's finished. So I'm trying to make some journals where you guys get to use your creativity because part of my artistic journey, I guess you would say, is that I really like to create. The artistic part is creating the journals, putting lots of pockets, lots of things in the pockets, creating lots of ephemera to go in the pockets. You know the drill. However, I know that a lot of you enjoy having a blank slate. So I thought, so here's where this one is. This one's the closest to done. All of the stuff is together except for, I think, a couple things. So this is the cover. This is the inside. I think I need to do a pocket. And then these are all of the pages. Now this one is all antique ledger and papers, French papers. Well, I guess this one isn't, but most all of them are. So it's right now, it's what I call a naked journal. It's naked. It's got nothing in it. So my thought is, should I not bind it and instead let the recipient decide what they want to do with it? Because, you know, you could sew in the signature. You could do a Midori style where you just make it so it's like a snap or a snap, a elastic so that you can pull the pages in and out. Or should I go ahead and sew it in and do that? My thought is, if I do them like this, this can then be a kit, right? So everything you need to make your journal. So this is just one that's pretty much finished. So then I have this, which is full of all kind of vintage and a few new pieces, but it's all trims and laces in there. And then this whole humongo thing, look at that, is all handmade ephemera that I've done. So everything in here, and there's two of them, two bundles. So everything in what you see right here could create all of this journal and more. So my question again is, should I sell these as a kit? Should I sell it as a naked journal, sew in the signature, or just leave it like it is? Well, hi, Carrie. I had fun rewatching your video this morning. Carrie and coffee, that's what I called it. So let me show you the other two, which are not finished. So I haven't done them up like I did those. So this is kind of a sewing journal. And then this is the pack that I've started. So it's all sewing related stuff. But in this, I made most of the pages very neutral. Again, I haven't sewn any of these in, and I have not put pockets on them. But it's just naked as a jaybird. And this is what this actual journal kind of started me off on thinking, oh, maybe I just sell this as a kit. Okay, Carrie says sew it in. A lot of people don't like to sew, and yeah, that's true. They don't. Kat says as a kit. So I guess the big question really is, do I sew it in or not? Yeah. Vote in the comments below. So that one, this one, I was like, huh, somebody might want to keep it pure in a, you know, black, white, cream journal, or they may want to add a lot of color to it, which there's a lot of those things inside of this first packet. And this is just one of those paper doll dresses that I made. It's a paper clip, but it's chucked full. And I have so much, because I do so many tutorials, I have so many pre-made pieces of ephemera, and I think it would thin down the herd for me, and it would give you guys some handmade things that you can either use as inspiration, you can use in the journal itself, or you can just save it for something else. And then the last one, so now I have 15 left of these to do, by the way. So then this one, I haven't even got like something pretty to put this in, but again, all the pages, these are really brightly colored pages that kind of mimic the cover. And then, like, here's an example of a few things that are in there. So, like, this I did as a tutorial where I used some of my Joann's things, and then I did match sets. So, like, this was all together, and I had this entire match set. So I'm just getting started on putting things together for this. So all of you weigh in. I could use the advice. I think it would be fun to do as a kit. I get where Carrie's coming from, you know, and sewing them in. what I could do is I guess I could just say, here's a kit. If you wish for me to sew in the signature, I'm happy to do that. Just, make that note when I put it on the maker's market or if I sell them out. I usually don't sell my journals on live sales, but, so those are the first three. I got a lot left to do, but Joanne says sew them in. All right. So now let's go. I'll show you some things while I'm telling you my story. But let me catch up on some comments here. Let me just see. Okay, I think I'm caught up. For those of you who have been around for a while, you know that every year on the first weekend of August, there are two different, yes, Susie, maybe give them the option is the best way to go. Because some might want to and some might not. That's probably the best course of action, huh? So the first weekend of August is two different sales. One is in Iowa. It's called the 141 yard sale. And it goes about 170 or so miles. And it's also the world's longest yard sale, which goes from Michigan to, I think, Tennessee. I've done both, but usually every year, Dave and I make a weekend of it. So I will shop on Thursday at all of the Thursday night yard sales that are near me. And then Friday, we leave at like 7:30 in the morning. We take off. We drive as far as we can, which like a 50-mile trip takes all day. And then we usually spend the night in a town, mostly Denison, Iowa, and then we finish up the next day. And Denise Gardner, who is, if you don't know Denise, she is one of our loyal subscribers and friends, and she lives in Nebraska. So I live here where the sale starts, and she lives over here. And we've said we are going to do this together at some point. You guys, I absolutely 100% forgot that it was the 141 yard sale. I think I've just been so busy with doing these houses and, working on at the lake. I blew it off. And yesterday morning, early, I was having my coffee and I don't know why I was on Facebook because I'm never on Facebook, but I saw this gal who does the 141. She actually has a yard sale every year, about 40 minutes away, 40, 50 minutes away from me. And she said, we're all set up and ready to go. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is the 1st of August. So about the same time, Dave had ran to Menards and he calls me and he said, that would be my dream trip and my husband's nightmare. Joanne, you are right, but Dave is such a good sport and he usually finds some things that he likes, but he always drives. I hop out when he doesn't want to, and it works really well. So Dave calls me and he said, I don't want to be the instigator here, but I think it's the 141 sales this weekend. And you have some things that you still want to get for staging the house. So maybe you need to get ready and go. And now we're not telling a soul this. If you do, I'll know. I, for the first time in my life, was like, I do not want to go. I do not want to go shopping. I do not want to have to put makeup on. I was still in my pajamas. And I was supposed to have a conference call later with some crafty friends. So when I told them, hey, here's my dilemma, they're like, we'll reschedule. Go. So I had some obligations with Demi, got those taken care of. So I didn't leave until I think probably 11:30 in the morning. And I had to go by myself because Dave's like, I'm not going. He already had his agenda for the day planned. So I was solo, which by the way is kind of lonely when you're, there's so much excitement. So to say my heart wasn't really in it is an understatement, but I did it. And I will tell you, I can't remember how many cities there are, but the town that I live in is literally right across the street from where the yard sale starts. It's called Grimes, Iowa. And so I only made it to a town called Woodward, Iowa, which means I only hit 3 cities, and I left at like, I think closer to noon. I did not get home until 5:30, if that tells you anything. Now, it does take me longer when I'm driving myself because I don't have my chaperone. I don't have anybody driving Miss Daisy. But I did get to pick up some things, and here's just a few of them, and I'll tell you kind of some of the stops. As far as the things that I needed for the house, the one thing that I found were some fabulous, perfect for the house that I'm staging bar stools. And I was able to get all 3 of them for $150, which is a steal. I don't have to put them together. They'll be versatile for other houses, so we can use them in other staging. So I did that early on, so I felt pretty accomplished. So everything else, I was like, okay, well now I can shop for the girls and myself. So everything that I'm going to first show you is, with the exception of a couple of things I want to get out of the way, are things that are going to be coming to either a live sale, but everything I'm going to be selling. So if you see something that you are interested in, I can put your name on it, and then I can send you an email and give you a price, and we can just go from there. And I can just send it when we have our first sale next week. I can send it with anything you buy then. So one of the things that I'm going to divvy up into bundles, because I just think these are so cool. You know, I asked this question, Joanne, in the comments when I did the post. Have any of you done like a statewide yard sale trip? Have you done the world's longest yard sale? You know, if you have, tell me. I want to know. Um, these are wooden dominoes, and these were at one of my last stops. But I really like them because look how pretty and vibrant they are against that black. So I'm going to keep a few for myself, and I'll drill holes in them and make them all pretty. But I'm going to make these into bundles before the live sale. I just think they're, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think they're as fun and pretty as I do? I think they have a lot. They make great dangles, and you don't see these with the bright colors. Usually you just see black and white, you know? Yes, citywide sales are really fun. So basically, Joanne, it's the same thing except for like 20 or 30 cities. And then there's, of course, people who haven't, you know, listed their yard sales. And that was the other thing, I think, is that what I normally do is I'm extremely organized when I go on these trips. So each on their website, each city has at least some of the things listed, right? Of some of the sales. So I go through and decide which ones are must go tos for every single city. And I have it all written out on a spreadsheet, and it's all good to go. So I was going in kind of blind, if you will, um, and not organized. So I think that was part of my issue. Am I the only one that does that? I don't know. Uh, at the same place that I got the dominoes, this gal had a shop at one point, and the shop had closed, so a lot of these had prices on them, and she said, you know, don't worry about what they say, you know, you can do a bundle. Feel like we should start this trend around here. I'm in Wisconsin. Oh gosh, yeah, that would be awesome, Joanne. Or even like on the what's it called, the Avenue of the Saints. Maybe they have one and I don't know, but like from St. Paul to St. Louis, that would be a nice little stretch of road. I can't remember what the highways. Maybe it is just called Avenue of the Saints. Uh, Anywho, the gal had all of these vintage games, and I didn't need any of these for myself, but I know that a lot of you really like these, and so I picked them up. Uh, Never my days of antiquing with my mom was at Brimfield, Massachusetts. Oh, that's one of my bucket list places to go. Putnam, Connecticut. The whole uh, eastern side of the country, Dave and I want to do like a really long trip. Maine, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire, the whole rigmarole. So, uh, so she had all of these. I bought all of them. There were 2 Laurel and Hardys. Let's see. Let's just look at one. And because I haven't even opened these up. Did your when your kids were little. Hey, Hope, you know what I'll tell you, by the way, is if you have great little kids, they're growing like weeds, or if you have kids of your own, that is the place to go get your clothes because there were some, I didn't look at clothes, but there were so many with tags, brand new stuff, brand new shoes. Yes, toys. I mean, that's the way to do it. All right, so here's what these look like. So some of those, are they all like that? So they kind of look like dominoes, actually. Oh, there's the lucky one with Laurel and Hardy on it. These are cute. So they're all numbered. And then these must be like wild cards. So there was two of those. Probably the coolest one. I need to find out what the story is on these. She had them marked in her shop for $4 a piece. This one is new, old stock, so it's never been opened, and it's the Jungle Book. So I'm not going to open it, but I bet it's cute. This little one is just baby. Yeah, you can get a lot of toys with no, next to no wear at yard sales for a quarter of the price. But these are just basic little baby cards. But I love these little cards. I'm not keeping these, but I don't have a lot of the ones that are just plain. I have some that are like character cards. There was Pinocchio. Let's see if Pinocchio. Oh gosh, those are cute. Look at those. Figaro, Pinocchio, Geppetto. Oh my gosh, these are cute. Beanie Babies. Oh. I think I donated all of the kids' Beanie Babies, or the Beanie Babies we had, to their daycare. They used to do stuff where, like, they would do, like, good behavior things or, and so they get to pick out of the prize box, and so I donated all mine. The toy. This is really cute. Cute, cute. I like the Pinocchio. And, the thing is that there were a lot of furniture options. Like, I need a couple of end tables for the living room. I could use maybe one more piece of furniture, but I would have had to upcycle it. So I don't really have a lot of time to do that. And Demi's busy, and so I knew she wouldn't have time to help with it. So I bypassed a lot of the things that had potential that I could have upcycled. Plus, a lot of those older pieces are really heavy. And so I'm trying to save Dave's back more than mine, but and find things that are lighter but still look classic and good. Oh, this is cute. Donald Duck. Those are cute if you're a Donald fan. Yeah, and man, Legos are expensive. Landon was really into Legos, and then Demi had Legos that were like pink and purple. She had a set of Legos as well. But Landon liked the kits. And now that what they have all of the like flowers. Like it's a bouquet of flowers. And I kind of want one or two of those. I don't know. Lastly, were the Huckleberry Hounds. And these are all Whitman games. Oh my gosh, that's cute. But like I said, a lot of times when I get cards, and especially if they're not in a package, I will, keep a few and then sell the rest. But these, I'm just going to leave whatever's in here is in here. I'm not keeping any of these. Aren't they fun? Yeah, and Carrie, I don't know if some of you might have missed it, but like I said, if there's everything I'm going to first show you, I am selling. So if you want to reserve them before our next live sale, which is next week, and most all of this will be coming to that sale because I'm just going to keep it in the box, which by the way, Dave said, you got to get a grip, girl. You can't load up these boxes. The thing is breaking. And I'm like, but you're so strong. You can handle it. He's like, you're overboard, girl. Oh, let me check. I'll just pull out this. I believe most of them were. These are matte finish. This is glossy. So yes. And I believe all of them were like that. Yeah, these are just fun, especially if you don't have a lot of these things. They just make such fun little things to add to your journals. Or okay, now this, hear me out. I have a set of these, and I just couldn't leave them behind. This was at the end of the day. I was on my way back, and what I try to do, or we try to do, is only stop at sales on this side of the road on our way there, right? Because it makes no sense to slam on the brakes, cross the highway, and go to the sales on the other side. And then on our way back, we hit all the other ones. Is it a risk? Yeah, maybe. But one of them said vintage and antiques, and I was like, oh, I got to stop at that one on the way back. And I overheard her saying, I bought a lot of stuff there. I overheard her saying, well, basically on Saturday afternoon, everything's going to be free. And there was a lot of vintage. There was also a lot of quilting stuff. The one lady was a quilter, and she had a long arm. So she had a lot of quilt fabric. But this was laying with a bunch of office supplies. And like I said, I have a set of these. They are brass stencils. I won't do it, but your crocodile will punch through these like butter. And they make great dangles, pieces of dangles. Or you can use them exactly what they're intended for and stencil with them. So I love these. I also loved, I know you can't see on the top, but do you see those little, I want to find some of these in the wild. I have not yet. I'm sure I could probably maybe order these, but I just think these would be fun to use on book pages. Have any of you ever done that? I have not, because I don't have any. But I would take this apart and reuse these is what I would do. I guess you just call them book corners, but I don't know. Maybe somebody can screenshot it and see if they still make them. I don't know. They're neat, though. And they're on both. And they're navy blue. So those were cool. They are, yeah. And like I said, I have a set and I really like them. Hey, can I just say something? I'm going to give you guys, this is my gift to you today. It's ammunition when the people who live in your household or that come to your household or that see your craft room and say, girl, you got too much stuff. For all of you who have heard that before, I will tell you that this morning, within a matter of hours, this craft room saved the day because Landon and Demi are going to a wedding, and Demi had a wardrobe. Mom, come up here. I need help. So we busted out the double-sided tape. Check. Item number 1 from my craft room. An hour or two later, Landon comes in and he said, Mom, my button fell off of my cuff. Can you sew it on? I'm like, sure. He didn't even take off the shirt. He was like, just sew it on. So he had one on the bottom of his, on the, how they always put extra buttons on. So I sewed it on. About 5 minutes later, he comes in and he says, Mom, this belt's too big. Can you punch a hole in it with that thing? And I go, sure enough, son, I got you covered. I'm like, so there you go. Craft room tools for the save. There was a place that she said she does it about every other year because I remember having been to her sales before. It was the same gal that said where I got the cards. She said that she used to have this shop, but I said, I remember several years ago, it's probably been like 4 years ago now. I said, you had tons of books. And she's like, oh yeah. And I said, and you tried to get me to buy them all. And then when I mean tons of books, I mean the whole front and side of her yard was full of books, and a lot of them were vintage. And I bought a lot, but I said, no, I don't have room for all of these. So she goes, oh yeah, that was me. I donated all of them. And I said, well, that's cool. So she had a lot of really cool stuff. And this was an entire box. And it had all kinds of other things, some things you'll see. And I really wanted them because I know you guys love the cabinet cards. I do not need any more, but uh, these are just so awesome. Look at that little cutie patootie. So these I'm probably going to just either, I don't know if I'll bundle them or if I'll just bring them and say, okay, here you go. Pick which ones you want. But there's a whole, I mean, there's a lot. So I got these, and then there were some regular photos in there too. I think some of these things were in there as well. Yeah. So I really didn't think I got that much till I got home, and I was like, okay, maybe I got quite a lot. These I think are awesome. Now they don't look really that old on, on the front, but they've got really great color. Let's see if it has a year on it. My eyes are not working very, very well today. Has anybody else had like 1978, like issues with all of the smoke from the fires? Oh my gosh, we had a clean air warning or air pollution. Hey, Jonna, warning yesterday. So my eyes, having been out in it all day, yesterday, was not good. This one is from 1991, but look at the color. I mean, it's even darker. Well, maybe you can't tell that on camera, but it's darker. And then there was, you get a fuzz bunny with it. That's nice. So those are coming to the sale. There was a whole stack. Now, I have a bunch. If you're ever in need of vintage, what do you call these, maps? On the Maker's Market, I have all the states that I had all listed in order, so you can grab those. But these are, it's 2007, so it's not really that vintage. Like some of them weren't, but they were in bundles in this bag in the bottom of that box. So we got Michigan, Wisconsin. This is a plastic one, which I think these would make a cool cover. San Francisco tour map. Alameda and Contra Costa counties. Colorado and Wyoming, that one got used a lot. But these were all in there. You lost the chat. Oh no. Michigan, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri. So there's just a bunch of those that I'm just going to bring these and sell all of those as well. Let me rubber band these together. One thing I bought, I don't know. You guys can tell me. It might have been a mistake, but it was from that same lady. So, the milk crates. She's back. Thank goodness, girl. I was worrying I might have had technical difficulties. Well, let me show you these, then I'll show you so these were, see, she was a vendor somewhere too. So she had a price on all of those. But these are just older, but not, I'm sure they're vintage, but I thought this one was the coolest one. Let me show you. So this is the Temple Square in Salt Lake City, right? But on the side of it is a bag of salt from Great Salt Lake. I think that's really funny. I've never seen anything like that. So those were in there. There's the story of the globe, just little pamphlets. Parents' responsibility, how a bill came along. What was that from? Was that Sesame Street or was that Electric Company? Where they sang, I'm just a bill. Which one was that from? Here's some more of those photos. This is just chucked full. Some are like, I'd say 70s or 80s. So there's some school pictures. This is in a classroom. Just miscellaneous ones. This looks like it's from another country. I really don't know everything that's in here, to be honest. Oh, look at these. I remember these. So see, I don't know where that's at. Schoolhouse Rock. Yeah, what was that on? Was that on Sesame Street or was that on Electric Company? I think Sesame Street. Okay, speaking of Sesame Street, the other day I was looking for inspo because I, of course, have bought some more Sesame Street things for when I actually make my Sesame Street journals, which won't be for a while. But I was like, I just want some inspo on YouTube. That's it. I'm just a Bill on a little Bill on Capitol Hill. Um, on YouTube, there is a channel, and you can watch from the very first episode of Sesame Street. So I did. I started watching it, and I loved it. And guess who the first? Oh gosh, am I going to remember before I ask you this question? Yeah, I'll remember. The first characters to debut on Sesame Street. Maybe you already know this or you've watched the first one several times. I had not. I mean, it was before I was born. Well, I'm not sure what month it came out, but I was just a baby when the year that it came out. Its own thing. Okay. It must have been on around the time Sesame Street aired in my neck of the woods because I remember it kind of coinciding. Jonna, I should probably keep this because it teaches you how to play canasta. Jonna was telling us that she plays canasta. What's that say? 9 in Rummy? What's this? We got Rummy. Am I not seeing it? I don't know. So these are game rules. I have put a lot of like game inspired mystery bundles together, so I might throw those in with one as well. Here's an almanac from 1975 for those who were born in 75. You can get an almanac with all the things. And this is how to win at Gin Rummy. Oh, that's what that says. Gin Rummy. It looked like an A, and then it looked like a 9. See? I'm slow this Saturday morning. Those are cool. So that was all inside of that box. There was more stuff. And then I got the milk crate. Okay, so she said she had a friend who made these and sold them at an antique store. And so she had the 3 crates full. And I said, well, how much? I didn't want all 3 crates, but I was like, how much if I bought a crate or all 3? And so she shot me a price, and I was like, well, I'm not paying that for 3. I don't need 3 of them. No, I did not go today, Jonna. I barely got through yesterday. And I didn't want to go by myself. So, and we might still have to go to Clear Lake to pick up some things. And we have a bed to put together for that staging house. So I didn't go back. But anyway, I bought one of the milk crates full of these because I think I've made a lot of these myself. They're not the easy. I mean, it's not difficult to make these. You just have to put usually your book page on something else in order for it to feed through your paper, through your printer, and then you can print on it. I've done some of my own designs, or I've taken a picture of my designs and then printed on them over and over. But I think that they're really fun, and I think they would be great for journals or to frame. So, like, if you had a bunch of them in your office, you could, flip them out. But this one says, paying top dollar for something really old like this dictionary page. Vintage. Coffee, freshly ground heaven, a magical dark substance that turns leave me alone into good morning, honey. Whatever. I just lost an argument, but I'm not going to admit it. So, so the saying goes. There's a bunch, that's what all of these are. Laundry, clothes that you have to wash and never do. Amen. Oh, this is great. Shower, the shortened term for personal concert hall. All right, so there were all of those in there, but then there were also, she did a bunch on maps. So some are portrait and some are landscape. Be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. Just go. I love this one. Life is a journey and only you hold the map. Oh, the places you'll go. Collect memories, not things. I just think these look really, they really pop. Who remembers the corny after school specials? I wonder if any of them are on YouTube. Like, give me an example. Like, which ones? Inquiring minds. Oh, and then she had some, these look like these are things she had painted on. So there was just a few of those. There's the bees and the owls. And then I don't do Disney, so I don't know who this is, but I think it's a Disney character. And then this is Beauty and the Beast. Oh, is this the wicked stepmom from Sleeping Beauty? Because it says Sleeping Beauty at the top of this is a book page from Sleeping Beauty. Do tell. There's some ballerina shoes. Is that who it is? Thank you, Susie Allen. I don't even know how to say that word. All right, let me show you a couple of things that were not, well, that are in my way that I need to get out of the way. So the first one is, hang on a second, let me rearrange here. We haven't even tipped the scales in this box. I don't know if I'll get to the stuff that I kept. I do stick around because I do have something pretty amazing. My one amazing thing that I purchased that I'll show you last. But I did get a strawberry shortcake. I think this is a twin size sheet. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I have a full set of Holly Hobbie and a full set of strawberry shortcake, but I'm not going to cut those up. But this, I was like, okay, I can cut this one out. Which I thought would be good for my strawberry journals or my strawberry shortcake journals. So there was that. And it's got cute little scenes on it. After my little Five Below / Dollar Tree score on all that strawberry shortcake stuff, I think that I probably should get after it and make those. Okay, this was $1, and first I thought I didn't even open it. It was in one of those big that a comforter would come in. It was a show called After School Specials. They would be like an hour and a half long, and they were usually some kind of crisis, like a runaway or. Oh, I don't know if I don't know if I watched those or not. So anyway, when I got it home, I just bought it because I was like, oh my gosh, if this is a sheet set and it's a full or a queen, I can use it in the Belle Rose because I love these colors. If it's not, I'll just use the fabric. Well, when I got it home, these are actually curtains that are long enough to go from the top of your windows to the floor. I think I'm going to try to see if here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take them to the lake. If they fit the windows in one of the rooms, it'd have to be in a bedroom probably. I mean, I have so much stuff up there that's just like everything that's kind of kitschy, I take up there. You guys saw that short that I did. So I don't know that all this stuff is going to all go together. It could be very clashy if I'm not careful, but it's a potential, right? So I'd rather have it at the ready. And they don't really go with the aesthetic of my house here. So if they don't work in there, I'll either sell them or I'll just make, fat quarters or whatever. But it's heavy fabric. All right, one other thing that's big, and I did not get this on this yard sale. I got this at, I won't show you all of it because it's too big, but let me get it to a piece where you can see it a little bit better. I got this at a thrift store, and I want to say this was on my Thrifting North Iowa video, and I forgot to show it. But this pattern is called a double wedding ring. That is the pattern name. And it is a feed sack quilt. Now, you guys can take a guess at how much this cost me, because you guys know, if you know anything about feed sack, you know it's very expensive. Getting something that's made into a feed sack quilt, wow. Um, it does have some damage, like over here in the corner, and there's another spot that's kind of like, I would say, right in the middle, that has a pretty substantial piece of damage on it. Anyone want to take a guess how much I paid for this? And it is actually, it is what you might call a coverlet. So it isn't, it is a quilt top, but when they put it together, they made it more like, you might also call it a bedspread, I guess, but it's really thin. So it would be just like something that went right over the bed. You can tell right here, they've just lined it with another just really simple cotton, and it's all hand stitched. Good guess, Carrie. And in that would probably be $150, would probably be even low, quite honestly, because it's feed sack. $5.99. $5.99. And I'm sure because it had that big, I wonder if I can find it. And I've laundered it. I'm wondering if I can find the hole, because I don't know. I mean, perhaps I haven't looked at it. It's pretty, yeah, here it is. It's pretty significant. But I probably have, well, I don't probably have, I do have feed sack, and I could patch this and this and some of these others. Of course, when I say patch, I'm more like, yeah, I'll probably use Fabri-Tac and then hand stitch it, because I'm no quilter, but I bet, I mean, it's in good enough shape that just these few little pieces I could probably fix. What do you think? Should I try to fix it? I mean, I don't think it would be, if it's just for me to use. It'd be so nice to have on a bed like in the summer. And my grandma, my 96-year-old grandma, Mo, always says, Angela, when you get a quilt, you need to use it. That is what it's intended to use. Don't put it in a drawer and not use it. Display it and make it your own. Okay, I think I will. Thank you for. I didn't need much arm twisting on that, did I? I think I should fix it too. Okay, let me show you quickly the books. Oh my gosh, you guys. So this last one, I hadn't bought much for books, but the last place that I went with all the antiques and vintage that were going to be basically be free today, she had a lot, and I bought a lot. This is, if you are going to do a needlework book, or needlework, or even sewing journal, I think this would be cool. It's very basic on the front, so you have lots of room to work. It says the needlework book on the side, but here's what's cool about this one. No, $5, Susie, and 99 cents. $5.99. Yeah, and Mo actually could probably fix it for me as well. And I do have friends that quilt. I could ask. I have two girlfriends that quilt a lot. Oh, there's all kinds of extras in here too. But the cool part about these is these are all matte. And you don't see that very often. Look how pretty that is. Tells you how to stitch. It's just got really pretty colors. So I know somebody will love this. Oh, look at that. So many possibilities. Don't use Fabrifix. It will be crusty. Okay. I guess I'm sewing it by hand. I can do this. I can do this, friends. It's not like I don't know how to sew. I do. I'm not very confident in my sewing abilities. Susie, I did, and that quilt was that one was at a it was the one thing that I didn't get yesterday. It was at a thrift store. Yeah, that thing, when I didn't even I didn't even bat an eye. I didn't even look at it. I saw it hanging there and I just threw it in my cart and was like, I'll deal with it later. It says $5.99. It's coming to me. I do, believe it or not, I am selling some of my some Sesame Street things. So I did pick a couple up more up for me for covers, but I also got Grover's Mommy. What's Up in the Attic? Actually, I did not. I don't know. Maybe I do have it, but I didn't think I did. So there were two of these, so I bought one for myself and one for all of you. And then this one is just, I think this is like a, oh, this is a newer one, but it's When I Grew Up. But it's cute. It'd be great to fussy cut. I did find another, and this I don't even want to. I should have counted them when I organized the storage room. I should have counted how many binders I have. But if I had to guess, it's probably over 40. So this is not staying in my home, but everybody needs to have a binder or two like these. And this one's a little bit newer. It smells a little bit older. This is 1976. But I love them. Speaking of these books, Carrie, I don't know if you watched it. If you watched it, watch the video. Let me grab it really quick. So I have it sitting right here. In my other stack of put me away. Somebody said that you actually did maybe a bolo on this. Is that true? Because I need to go find that video. That I can't imagine I didn't watch one of your videos, but I don't remember this. And I just found this a week or two. Well, when I was up in Mason City, and I don't know. It might be now my most favorite sewing book. It might have to go up on my shelf with all my other ones. But it's one of these things is not like the others. I mean, it's a singer sewing book, not my Better Homes and Gardens, but oh my gosh, is it gorgeous. Okay, it is marvelous. So yeah, I agree. I have horse journals in the making, and I really should not be buying myself any horse like journal stuff. But there's a gentleman that has a sale every year. He has this really, really gravelly voice. It almost like it probably scares children sometimes, but he's there every single year and has a huge barn. And I think he just keeps adding to it and then bringing the same things back and opens up every year because it's a huge barn. And I stop every single year on the way. It's out in the country. My car gets all dusty, it's way out there. But I always find something. And this year he had an entire box full of these. And I only bought 4. I bought 2 for myself and 2 to sell. But I want one like the cookbook, but for home decor. I have that one. I have that home decor one. I might have another one, Kat. Send me a picture of the one that you want, and I will let you know. If I have it in my extras, we'll figure it out. This one, okay, I'm not going to joke about this. This is serious. This magazine smells like leather and maybe Stetson cologne. I'm smelling it. I'm not kidding. It smells really good. Well, to me, it smells good. It reminds me of our tack room in our barn. You roll it, Straw Hats. This has just got some really cool stuff in it. And of course, I mean, it's the Welcome Miss Rodeo pageant, Rodeo America from 19. Oh, you know what? Okay, this is crazy. I want you to look at this. You're not going to believe this story. Do you see that lady's name? Doris Phipps. Rural Route 4. I lived on Rural Route 3 back in the day before they made street names. In Boone, Iowa, my hometown. Let me tell you about Miss Doris Phipps. Doris was a legend in the 4-H and horse community. She had teams of horses. She did lots of showing herself. She supported all of the kids' programs. She had a couple kids that were a little bit older than me, but she was a legend in the horse community when I was growing up. Like, I mean, she was older than my mother, but she had been doing this since she was a child. So she was one of those ladies that you went to as a mentor. You went to find out answers and to ask questions because she knew it all. But that is crazy. I had no idea until just right this moment that these came from her estate, I'm guessing. I don't know if she's still alive or not, but wow. Okay, there you go. See, that just kind of gave me chills. Kind of small world, right? I'm trying to get there we go. I did get a few golden books. I think there's more in there. This is great inside, and it would actually make a great cover because the spine is not that great, but everything else is good. I got a Cars, and if I can get these at a good deal, I will pick them up because I think some of these are just not that you don't see them as much, and so someone will probably want to have this. 19, that's not actually 1973, but before the UPC codes. Debbie DePaul, I'm looking for some more cowboy. Yeah, I'm selling both of these, Debbie. Plus, I need to go through my cowboy stuff because I don't know if you're on a time crunch, but I could probably get a bundle together too for you. I mean, that's how much I have. I have enough I could probably give everyone on this live right at this very moment a bundle of cowboy stuff. This is from 1980. The Woody Station Wagon. You mean you really want it? And are you going to pull your camper with it? Here it is. Just like when you were a kid, the one you had then. This is a big little golden book. Okay. I'm going to write it down right now. And I'm going to put it on this Debbie DP. Oh, yeah, you'll be set. Once I get done with you, Debbie, you'll be set to go. And part of it is that all of you are so kind when you send happy mail too, because you know how much I love all of it. And I love options. But I do have enough that I can definitely share. So this is New Friends, Old Friends, New Friends from 1986. And it's about Laura. Is Laura watching? And Laura and Grace. So there's that one. There were a couple of, this was at the gentleman. I said to him, I'll see you next year. And he's like, well, I look forward to it, doll. Is it bad that he remembered that I come every year? I don't know. But this one I just think is really cool. Images. I think I smelled this at the sale. This one doesn't smell musty at all. All right, so that. Yeah, that is true. You do have to know how to fix them. However, if you ask a lot of people, they would say that the older cars are easier because they don't have all the other stuff. This was in that same box from that lady. I kept a couple aside. I'm going to ask Landon if he wants them. They're pretty cool. One's like from the 80s, and the other one is a country one. But I thought they were for the guitar, so I thought maybe he might want them. But if he doesn't, I'm going to bring those to the sale too. But this is Country Women of the 80s. Reba, the Judds, Barbara Mandrell, Dolly Parton, Anne Murray, Debbie Allen, Janie Bricky, Gus Hardin, Juice Newton, Crystal Gale, Roseanne Cash, Sylvia Gale Davis, and Terry Gibbs. Could I have this for the rest of my good waltz? Are y'all singing? Are you finding your favorite song? Yeah, I would. But Jonna, you may land yourself a tall, dark, handsome Mr. Handyman mechanic. If you're the damsel in distress, one never knows. Art songs for school and studio. Okay, what's that mean? Art songs for school and studio. Let's look at the titles here. My love rode by. Maybe they just, I don't know. Long, long ago. Oh no, John. Such a little fellow. Slumber song. I don't know what that really means. But it's cool. This was in there too. The Learn How book. Look at that. Learn how to embroider that. No problem. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just whip that up. Embroidery a belt. Yes, in Montana for sure. Okay, you got a plan. You got a plan coming together. Oh, there's tatting. This would be cool if you had that needlework book to use this in there as well. So that was in there. A cake decorating book. Okay, now these I got. Let me see if there's any more. Hold, please. Oh, yeah, I got more. I found these at 2 different sales, which I never see these. So I was really surprised I found so many of them. And not this one, but the ones I'm going to show you next. But this is the cake decorating book, and I just love these. I just think they're fun. There's just, look at that. Look at how many fun things that you can put in your journals. Or you could make a whole dessert journal out. I have a book I'm going to do. I think it might be cookies. I don't remember. Isn't that fun? Okay, so now what I was going to show you is these. I won't show you all of them, obviously, but there are, let me make sure they're all the ideals. I've sold ideals cookbooks before. I don't find them a lot. I find ideals a lot, and we've surmised that the reason I find ideals so much is because they are made by Meredith Corporation, and that is in Des Moines. It's part of Hearst Company, which is out of New York. But that's why I think I find them so often. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I just lost count. Okay, that one's not. 1, 2, 3. I found 11 of them. There's one of these things is not like the other. But these are fabulous. So they're simply delicious. And they all have awesome images as well as really nice pages that you can use this as an entire folio. And I love to use ideals to make full journals. Here's why. You can keep the pages together because they're folios, and all you do is take this apart, create your new spine, and put them back together again. So I will probably keep one of these so that I can make a whole journal out of it, but I'm not going to keep all of them. So on this side, I have the family cookbook. Oh, I lied. This isn't that either. That's 2 things that are not like that. Here's a cookie cookbook. Is that the same as? Nope. This is the Ideals Family Cookbook volume 2 with the fondue pot. I know, I do too. Then we got Simply Delish, American Cookbook, Chicken and Poultry. Now this one has the different spine. So let's look at this. This one is not folioed. So just so you know. Around the World from Mama's Kitchen. Is this? Yep. That's cute. That is a cute image on the front too. Whole grain. And then these 2 things are not the same. Let me show you. So there were 2 of these. I saved one of these for my gardening books, but I'm going to bring this one. It's older. And there was a lot of, if I remember, there's a lot of cool things inside of it. Like like little inserts and order me forms, that kind of thing. 1976. So Troy built a lot of things, but Tillers was one of those, and I think that's probably what they're. Okay, I thought this one was the one that had stuff in it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? A little mail me. Oh yeah, I guess it was just this one, but still, it's cool. And then this was stuck in there, and it's, if you like Longaberger baskets, this might be for you. But this whole thing, at first I was like, oh, I'm just going to chuck this. And I'm like, no, this could make something really cool. But I think it was like, something made me, oh yeah, it made me think this was like an advertisement to get people to sell Longaberger, because I think it was one of those MLMs, mid-level marketing, like Avon, Tupperware. But if you're into this, I think, like, if you collect Longaberger, this might be something you would want to have on hand and keep. And that's why I was like, oh, I better not get rid of this. But if you wanted to use it for journaling, it would make a cool journal too. And then it has the 1985 price list inside of it. So it's got all kinds of Longaberger goodies. And then the last one, oh, this is an ideals, is the Hershey's Chocolate Cookbook. Now, I have a book that I'm on the fence whether and maybe I should think, I better make a decision before next Tuesday's sale. But I have another, I'll show it to you, another book that I was going to make into a journal that was chocolate related. Yeah, I'll keep it. If I don't sell it at a live sale, I'll just put it all on the Maker's Market, and somebody can have it, because I think they'll like it. But I think this would make a cool journal, as would the other book that I have, but I don't know. It might be coming to the sale too. So that was that stack of books. I'm going to try putting some of these back in. I know is something many of you either want or have, or have on your bucket list, I should say. That was loud, sorry. Are you still having Tuesday live sales? Haven't seen. Oh, Debbie, so we took off the month of July just because of all of our travels. Both Carol and I were traveling a ton. But we will be back at it next Tuesday. Is that the second Tuesday in August, whatever that is. So a week from Tuesday, I believe. All right. So yes, I'll put up the link. So don't forget to set your notification bar. So I found 2 of these. This was at the last sale that I went to as well. So I picked them both up because these are old. And I do have some. I have one on display with one of my typewriters, and then I have one that I use for junk journaling. And this one, I thought, this is the 5th edition, 1947. I thought this one was older than that. This is the one I looked at. Let's see when this is. But I mean, it's been around a long time. I guess they're the same. But they're neat. So it's got all of the practice pages in it. Yeah, so Debbie, we took off the month of July, and I thought, oh, I'm going to be so productive, which I was. I've organized most of my craft room. I've got a lot done on the lake house. I have one house staged and one that's happening as we speak. So I have made some headway, but I had 2 boxes of things that I wanted to get listed during the month, and I have not done it. So, it is what it is. You got to pick your wins, right? I can never leave these Better Homes and Gardens books behind. And this is one of my favorites. I don't know. I think just because I love the cover, to make journals out of. So this will be coming to the sale. And this I got at the last place. This I also love. I have one of these myself on my list of, look at that. Make me into a journal. Those would be great pieces of ephemera. So there's tons of projects. So the holiday cookbook. And then I found, for those of you into the 80s, if you're going to be doing 80s journals, are these things from your mom? Yes, Debbie. Yep, they sure are. And everything I'm showing you right now is going to come to our first live sale. So if you see something that you want, like I did with the cowboy stuff, I can put your name on it and then we can figure it out. Oh no, it's okay. Perfectly fine. I should be repeating myself. This was from the last town I went to, and they have a library sale every year. So the ladies are all super nice. And interestingly, it's like their yearbook, or it is their yearbook, and they had them for sale. I don't know if maybe somebody donated. I don't know how their library book sale works, but these are all from the 1980s. So there are 3 of them. 2 just like this is 80 and 81. This is 80 and this is 83. So I think these would be fun if you're doing 80s journals. There's lots of good stuff. And in my project cart that I just organized that you guys saw, that is one of the series that I have wanted to do. I started it. I think I did one video and then I just had not gotten back to it. But we're going to do a bunch of things using those. Things are going to fall over here in this one spot. Using those yearbooks. Debbie's trying to get a crown by her name. You guys, how did... Oh, and I can't see it on here because I'm on StreamYard. How does Debbie get a crown by her name? I mean, because like I said last time, you're all queens in my mind. All right, these were from the same last sale that I went to where I got the curtains. So this is the Betty Crocker Cake and Frosting Mix Cookbook. There's a lot of desserts going on. You know what I mean? In this little haul. And then I thought this was cool. By Crisco. Susie said you have to talk the most. Well, I think we're all pretty good at that. I just like this one because it was a little bit different and it was by Crisco. So I think that's fun. How many of you still use Crisco? I don't bake, so I wouldn't know. But what do you think about that, Crisco? Do you use it? Here's a good food on a budget, another Better Homes and Gardens. And then this one I've sold before. I think I have this one myself. It's the Favorite American Wines, but I like this because the images in it, whether, you do a wine journal or not, but it's just got cool images. So there's that one. If you're into peanut butter and want to make a peanut butter journal, this is the book for you. I've never seen a peanut butter cookbook, but now you fry homemade breadsticks in it. Oh. Susie said, I became number 1. Peanut butter hush puppies with fried trout. No, thank you. I love me some hush puppies. Layered peanut butter and orange salad. Okay, so this isn't winning me over. I like peanut butter. Holy cow. Who puts peanut butter in their potato salad? Lard for baking pies. Nothing crisp like Crisco. Well, you could be their spokesperson. Let's just read about it's called Dixie potato salad. So you Southern friends, do you put peanut butter in your... Basically, it's got all the normal things. Well, and a few extras. Vinegar, peanut oil, salt, pepper, obviously potatoes, celery, green onions, diced ham, mayonnaise, and a half a cup of Jif. Creamy or crunchy? Really, Debbie? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. It's a great protein. I've started eating natural peanut butter, which is kind of a bummer, but I'm trying to, be healthy. Um, but I just love some peanut butter on a piece of celery. Like, that's just the way I like it. I'm still baffled by peanut butter potato salad. Oh, here's one for you. In case you need to be regulated, have a little peanut butter prune roll. No. Well, there you go. Now, Jonna, you needed this book. You needed this book for your memory keeping. The Gardens for All Book of Tomatoes. If you haven't watched her videos about her endeavors with her tomatoes, then you'll want to go check out Jonna's channel, The Preppy Crafty Girl. So this was just in there. They had a bunch of garden books, and that was one of them. So I picked that up. I also got a national zip code directory. I thought about keeping this, but I think I have one, so I'm like, nah. This is, well, the copyright, it was 1909, but this is not from 1909. I don't know where this is, what year it's from. It's from the Waukee Jaycees, which is the suburb of Johnston. And then these were, I don't know why. Oh, these were, I think these were with all of the other magazines. And I liked this one too, How to Freeze Food. I just like this cover. I think that would make a cool journal. Okay, now this one. Who's with me on this? Somebody, I hope. And if you watch this on the replay, let me know. So from the last sale that I went to, I bought 2 of these. Now, I know you can't probably tell, but this is embossed and debossed, and it says Quilt Maker. Quilt Maker was a magazine. And the side of it, this one is from 1980. I have 2 of them. And these were the kind of binders that they would also be considered like Midori style. So this is metal. Oh, shoot, I just pulled it out of there, which you're supposed to be able to do. And now I'm not going to get it back in. And then there's a whole bunch of these, so you can put each magazine into this binder, right? I think this would make such a cool journal for a quilter. Cover some of this, embellish it. I'm going to make one. I don't know. I just thought this was cool. And I think let's see, is that everything in this box? And then I'll show you. Oh, I got a couple. Is anything of... Oh, here's something. I wanted to ask you guys if you've seen these before. And then I got to ask, I don't think she's on here now, but Susan from I Turtly Love It. I sent her some turtle books, and I think I already sent her this one. But Susan, if you watch this on the replay, did I send this to you? If not, it's coming to you. Or if you want it and I've already sent it to you, that's fine too. Have you ever seen these Banner Press cookbooks? I want to tell you how they're so cute. They are just under 8, probably about 7 and 7/8 by 6.5. I think they would make like a series of journal. They'd be good for journals because they're small enough, but they would also make great glue books too. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought they were really cool. Oh, my hands are getting all yucky. I haven't cleaned all this stuff off yet. I mean, the inside isn't remarkable, but it's old. Old, 1973. I guess It's not that old, but in all relativity, friends, we gotta. Okay, let me show you the last thing that I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but everything is coming. Everything I'm about to show you is coming to a sale. So as I was about done, I saw this. I have to maneuver myself because I'm going to try to show you all of it. See, I hadn't seen them either, but I think they're really cool. I see this antique or vintage 2-drawer, like a file cabinet, and I saw something sticking out of it. And I'm like, is that what I see? And then there was a sign underneath it that said vintage patterns. And I can't zoom this up, but I ended up with these. There's 2 plastic, like, I don't know what they were for, totes, I guess, full of vintage patterns. Do I need any more vintage patterns? The answer to you all will be absolutely not. So I'm not keeping any of these. These are all coming to you, but I got to figure, should I just do, I mean, I don't know when I'm going to have time to do another live sale, but I feel like I should just do a live sale with just sewing patterns, because I've organized them all. I'll just give you a sampling. So I have, like, these are all children's patterns. And they're from the, I think, 40s, 50s, 60s. There were a couple, and some 70s, but there were some 80s in there too. Like, this is old. This is from the 40s. Look at that one. Oh. Hang on, Carrie. Hang on. 32.74. Or 30. It might have been 37.24. Or did I miss it? This is red. She's holding looks like a strawberry float. She's got black and white. And this is like yellow. This got your name written. Okay. Let me write your name all over it. Actually, not all over it, but. So tell me in the comments, how should I do this sale? I mean, I have bundles of, I'm going to put this on the back so just in case I don't want it to ruin it. Bundles in the maker's market of, vintage patterns, but these were all portrait. So I put them all together. But this will just give you kind of a gist. If I went through all of these, it would take us a very long time. But you can kind of get the idea of the age of those. And then what I haven't gone through, I mean, I had to jam it. I said I wasn't going to keep any, but I did end up keeping about probably maybe a dozen for myself because they went with a project I was working on. I'm just going to pull out a stack here just to show you a few more. But I can't leave, I mean, she said I was going to sell these on eBay, and I was like, oh, do I want to pay that much for all these? But I can't leave them behind, Do you guys want to have another guessing game on how much I paid for the... I basically bought the whole... So 2 file drawers full of patterns. I know. And the thing was, I was like, I don't need these. Like, I really don't need them. But I know you guys love them. And my only worry was, like, I don't want to get stuck with all of these extra patterns because I don't really have a place to store them. I paid more than... Okay. So I paid $30. Now, I will tell you that generally when I go, it used to be I would be able to pick up patterns like these regardless of the age, and actually the rattier the better, because then you would get them cheaper. But I used to be able to pick these up at like for like 50 cents or $1 a piece. Now at thrift stores, no. I one place had them for $4 a piece, and they were not old. They were old, but they weren't that old. So like I could see if they were newer patterns, because patterns are not inexpensive at, well, it used to be at Joann's or wherever you buy your patterns. Um John, uh so I understand if it's like a modern pattern and you're going to charge someone $4, and for a fact that every single piece is in there that's uncut. But you're taking a risk when you buy them, if you're going to use them to actually make something, and you buy them at a secondhand store, or even in a situation like this that all of it is in there. Look at this one. She's got a little rip there, but that's fixable. The Nutri Rat. Have you caught that thing yet? I mean, last time we spoke, you had not. Let's see if I got any other. Oh, I'll show you the one other thing that's a little bit different. I'm back. I got a phone call, and apparently I didn't put it on Do Not Disturb. Darn it. Whew. Carrie, before I went um off the air, I saw that. I'm going to write those down. Got it. So yeah, I mean, if it, and the only reason with the whole patterns is I was like, do I really need these to come home with me? And I'm like, no, but my friends do. And I kept thinking in the back of my head, well, somebody's going to get these for free on Saturday, so I might as well give them some money in their pockets and bring them home and share them with you. But there are a bunch of these old Aunt Martha's and some interfacing as well, which I love these. I think they'd make cute mini journals. I have a bunch of them, and I haven't yet to make them. But I've also used these. I've done a video on this question. Can you use the Aunt Martha? Yes, I was just going to say that. um, okay, let me write that one down. Carrie, let me tell you. Hang on, I can't write and talk at the same time. So, yes, I have used these, and I have ironed them onto paper, and it works. Now, I will tell you that, oh, that's not the one I wanted to show you. There's one that's even better. Well, but you get it. This is what they look like, right? And the other thing that you can do, here, we'll just do it with this one. this one little chunk because I've got scrap paper right here. We'll just use this and we'll put it right on top of this Arabic writing. So if you don't want to iron, you do this just like you would a normal, pattern, right? We'll make it look a little bit better. There we go. There you go. Now you just use that as another layer. So definitely you can do that. And I have ironed them on. You can use them like as a pattern and then, draw that out. But just a couple of ways. So those are all going to be coming. Let's see if this one's colorful. That was the one I just showed you. I swore one of these was like, had color on it. Before I forget, that phone call was from Demi. I better text her really quick. Knowing her, though, she will call Dave immediately. Do kids do that? Like, if they can't get hold of one person, then they call the next person. They just go until somebody answers them. That would be my children. See, don't you think that would make a cool journal cover? Yes, packing tape transfers would be awesome. All easy things to do. I don't see, I thought I had a colored one, but maybe that's in my pile. I don't know. Hang on a second. I'm going to do something because I've got these out, and before I get them to, look at me go. Getting them all already. I don't know where that 35-cent one was, but if you remember what it looked like. I'm trying to think, Jonna, do you want to see some more patterns or you want to see some of the other stuff I got? Now, how about we save the rest of the patterns? And then you can see them when I do the sale. But that's going to be coming up very soon. I won't do it on our Tuesday lives because I think it probably warrants me just doing all patterns. And I'll just, yeah. They absolutely do, Jonna. A lot of people are using them for their own clothes. All right. Let me show you some of the things that I kept for myself. So at the lady who had the store at one point, I don't know what kind of store she had. She had all kinds of, we'll just call it stuff. But I found 2 of these. Do you guys remember the ribbon candy? And I thought, well, I put one on my shelf for display for the moment. We'll see if I keep it. But this one I got to take for possible, like I thought it would be cute to do like an arrangement in it or some kind of assemblage. Verdict's out. What would you do with this? I mean, I could not leave these behind. And I think the original price she had on them, like when they were in her store, was like $6, which I still thought was a great. I mean, I think that's a great price for a tin like this. It's in perfect condition. Yeah. Did any of your grandmas or aunts or great aunts ever have these kinds of candies? I remember them. My great aunt Alice used to always have candy in a candy dish. And she used to have ribbon candy. All right, let's see what's in here. Oh, early on in my endeavors, I went to, I don't know why I felt like I needed to buy something, but I think it was the only thing I bought. Yeah, I know, Debbie. So I got this little thing of, these were $1 a piece. So I ended up scrounging through so I could get it to $1. But those are for my school days journals. These are the ones that I liked. And these are by Jennifer Elroy. Elroy 2011. Jonna might know who that is. I do not. But I thought for my baking and cooking journals, these would be cute. And it was a quarter. So I'll put those in one of the kits because I think they'll go with, don't you guys think they'll go with one of those Cartabella ones? And then back to the chocolate journals. I thought that this would be cute. But she lived in Florida, and by the time she would let us have one after Christmas, they, oh yeah. Did she just say that? Are all stuck together? Yeah. I found a couple of things. I love the old like school pictures of the groups. So whenever I find those, I always snag them up. And this one, I don't know, like 70s hostess with the mostest. I just thought it was cute. And then I have kind of a, I don't know what the name, I don't know what I would call it, but I have a lot of like, maybe like administrative office manager, office kind of things. So I have lots of old photos of like people in the office, and I have lots of bookkeeping books and things like that. And I just think it would be really cool. So that's why I kept that one. And you can see this one. This guy's got a big old thumbs up. I know I got a glare. This guy right here. And this guy, he's playing with one of those toys where you have to pop it into the little cup. And then there's a random picture on the back of 3 dudes. I don't know. That was just on there. That picture was in that box as well. And then this was also in that box. I'm telling you, there was a lot of stuff in that box that was just random. I think this could be, it's heavy, but I think this could be such a cute, maybe a baby book cover. You know, just think like a topper, maybe some gingham or lace or something. I don't know. What do you think? The headband. What she said. Look at that headband. Oh, yeah. My mom used to wear those. I don't know. I just think she was cute. There was, oh, let me just show you these. These were at the last place. I had to dig them out of a tote of a bunch of other stuff I didn't want. Again, let me get my pins out because that was bothering me when I was going through this. I love this old ribbon. Like if it has an old ribbon spool, I just cannot stop myself. Now this would be more like, I would say, more like maybe what you would use on a gift. But it is fabric. It's just really stiff. So this one was blue. And this one is pink. And my ribbon storage, my newly created, which I need to do a video on that so you can see it. But gosh, now I've got more. Since having finished that, now I have a whole lot more ribbon. So it's not quite as organized as it was. And then yellow, but I'll show you my favorite one. They call this Water Repellent Fused Edge Acetate 50 Yards. I gotta scroll up here. No, you are absolutely well, because, you know, if it makes you feel any better, Carrie. So Carrie said that here, let me just show that on the screen. So those of you who are, if you're watching this on the replay, can see it. If it makes you feel better, I do not need another sewing pattern in my life. And I came home with 2 file cabinet drawers full. So birds of a feather, right? We just have to support one another. So this one reminds me of like, it also reminds me of the ribbon that you would use like in floral things, you know? And it is, can you see that? It's like ombre, pink, yellow, orange. No, not orange, pink, yellow, and blue and green. I couldn't leave it behind. I had to have it. I'm going to try to make that into a ruffle. I can't remember which. I think it's already. Oh, I think it might have been on my video where I showed how I made Jonna's journal for the Secret Santa. Let me see if I have a piece of it. I do. This has become my new obsession. And if you have some of this, hi Carol, if you have some of this hem tape, you need to try to make ruffles with it because they just glide through the sewing machine and they make perfect ruffles. Like these are the best ruffles I've ever made. And they look really cute in journals. So if you haven't tried this yet, do it. Do not delay. Okay, how many, well, I know some of you on here, but besides myself, who loves office supplies? Old office supplies. Once again, I couldn't leave them. Yeah, see, I do too. And that was the first time in all the years that I've been doing arts and crafts that I've ever tried that as a ruffle. And they're soft and they're light and they're pretty. Oh, Angela. Okay, so I got some gummed reinforcers, some Dennison ones, and apparently now I have 100 paperclip pickup. These were toughies, but they are tiny. And so I didn't, well, here, you can see we'll compare them to regular paperclip. There's a regular. And then here's a big one. So they're just itty bitty. Hey, Khadijah, how are you today? You've just joined us when I'm picking up all the paper clips that I just spilled all over my desk. So what I will probably do is I will use these paper clips and I'll put them in a different, I'll probably put them in something smaller and put them right beside me is where I keep all my paper clips. And then I'll use this either in an assemblage or I'll display it. One of the things I still have to organize is actually my art collection. When I say art collection, I mean like old vintage paints, you know, the metal paint tins and some old games and art related, you know, vintage things. Because I got too many on top of that McCall's pattern thing. I wonder if these are all this. Yeah, they're all white. And so I bought some like acrylic shelves that I think I can just put them on and go up my wall and put them all the way up on display. Because otherwise, I had a catastrophe. My friend Hazel gave me this like a boot vase, like a cowboy boot vase, and when I was organizing, it fell off and it broke. So I was like, enough is enough. I got to get this taken care of. If you ever find these old reinforcers, they're really, I know you probably won't be able to tell from that. But they're way better and they've got like a texture on them. They're almost like medical tape. You know, like they're really durable. So I got those. And then this I bought separate from these things. So I'll show you what those are in a minute. I've never had these kinds of things before. This is acorn brass brads or paper fasteners. I know, right? I can't believe you went 6 hours. That I couldn't do it. But look how pretty those are. And they have really long legs. Long legs, unlike myself. No, I'm actually doing pretty good. Now I'm on to my box of stuff, and then I'll be done. But if you guys, you know, if you say enough is enough. So there's some swing line taut staples. I have a couple of those top staplers. And I use one probably I use this more than my regular stapler. And it's like a tiny attacher, like Tim Holtz tiny attacher. I just thought this was cute. I didn't even open it up. I wonder if the lock's actually in there. No, but there's something in here. Oh, the key. The key is in there, not the lock. I know. See, I do too. I can't not buy the old office supplies. But wait, the reason I bought this whole box was because I told you I used the tiny tot stapler. Now this was $5 for everything that I'm showing you. Not this bag, but all of the rest of it. But I've never owned one that was in its case. So of course I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to put it in on display, but oh, it's even got the whole, what's this? The directions from Long Island City, New York. Yes, if you don't know, Jonna has a collection of the red staplers, swing lines. Oh yes, it works. But this one I'm not going to use. I have two of them that I do use one that I use every day, and one is my backup. So that was all the office supplies. Let me put those back in there. I think that's all. Well, I got another bag full of stuff. But these, they had a whole bunch of matchbooks. Now, I'm not sure I understand, because I know people collect matchbooks, right? But maybe they don't now. Do they even make match? Well, yeah, they make matchbooks and they make I know they make the wooden ones because I use them camping, but I'm not really sure. But I just thought these were cute, and I didn't have any, so I don't think I've ever bought matchbooks because they weren't really that. I like the advertising ones, but I have never picked them up. But this says a stitch in time saves 9, which I thought was so cute for journals, or for sewing journals. Time brings everything to those who wait. Let's see if it smells like. Yeah, it smells like a matchbook. Birds of a feather flock together. A fool and his money are soon parted. There's a lot of those. Never fish in troubled waters. Don't count your chickens before they're hatched. Let's see what else I got. One rotten apple spoils the whole barrel. Yeah, they look cool, don't they? A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Beware of Greeks bearing gifts. I don't get it. If you hear only one bell, you hear only one sound. Don't put the cart before the horse. And I think all the rest are duplicates. So anyway, I got those. I bought an album of matchbooks from Catherine Young. Oh, wow. So how have you used them, Susie? Have you used them in your journals? Because, I can see how they might. Oh, that one's still got matches in it. Well, we need to take that out. I made my own matchbooks and made like little notebooks and things like this. But how did you use the vintage, or did you just buy them because you wanted to have them on display? I'm curious. Curious. Okay, let's see what else is in this box. Oh, I thought this would make a cute, either a belly band, or if you had the right size journal, it would be fun to create something that wraps around and then you magnetize it to hold it shut. So that's what that is. This was just a 1967 calendar, but the reason that I got it is A, it had Colorado on the front, and B, because it has the pockets. It's from 1968. So I had lots of ideas running through my head. And this is perforated here if you need to. And these are income and farm expenses. I use them for little pads. See, I think that's cute. And Carol said she made little mini flip books with them. Page tabs too. Oh, that would be cute. Yeah, I've never used one. So I'm gonna now. Okay, so this was from the lady that had the store. She had a bunch of, now really I should wear this thing. She had a bunch of uh these like hardware aprons. And she wanted $2 a piece for them. Some of them weren't that great. I had them all because I thought, oh, I mean, I would not that $2 is a lot for, vintage things like this, but I was like, okay, let me look at them again because I had an idea, and my idea is this will make a perfect journal cover because it's essentially, I mean, it'll be a little bit wider, but it already has, I'm going to wash it. But it already has the ties on it, and I'm like, and it has pockets already. So I could either make this the inside, and those would be the pockets for the inside, and just make the cover out of something really cool. And I'm thinking I embrace the straps here, and that's what ties that's the closure. Am I am I being crazy? I don't know. I thought it would be fun. What do you guys think? I just saw them, and then the other ones had they had more like a rounded edge, and so I was like, okay, I'm not going to get the rest of them. I'll just get the one I know will work. What else? Oh, I got a buck and bronco. That was at that lady's shop too, but I think I can take him off and use him on one of my journals. Or I just put him right up here for now and look at him and laugh. I did find, oh gosh. And I think I have this in the small, but I don't think I have this large one, but it is the Rummy card game. I'm going to have to look because if I do have it already, I don't think I do, but if I have this in the large size, I may just make bundles of this because I know some of the rest of you like these. There's enough to go around. You like it, Khadijah? Hope said so too. What do you have? A whole collection of hotel motel ones? Matches? Oh, girl. I'm going to have to come after you, girl. You know how I feel about my hotel motel things. Yeah, I think I need to make these into kits. Don't you? Who else wants some of these? I know you do. I'm going to put them up here in my make a kit. All right, I have two. Why did I keep these? I have so many of these. Oh, I kept two. Cabinet cards because this one I thought looked very Art Nouveau, and I have a William. Khadijah wants some. A William Morris journal in the works. So I thought that would be kind of Art Nouveau-ish. And then this one I also thought could be, although this girl is so cute. I know she's in some of those other ones that I'm selling, but I thought that this kind of swirl looked like that too. So that's why I kept those two. I mean, I tried to only keep things that were going into journals. So this I'm on the fence about. My mom has an antique and vintage camera collection. This one needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but this is on developing, printing, and enlarging. So I thought I would, but it doesn't really, I mean, like she just has hers on a shelf or a desk. So it doesn't really scream like put me on display, but it is really cool. I mean, I have a small collection of them, of cameras too, but otherwise I'll use them in my Kodachrome journal I'm making for myself. So verdict's out on that one. I'll ask her if she wants it. If she does, it's hers. If not, I'll just use it. Susie says, I'll send you some, Angela. That's why I said it. Oh, girl, you're spoiling me. Use him as a reminder for you to summon my Montana rancher. You got it. So that's what this will be. Put it out there in the universe. A well-off Montana rancher would also be helpful. I mean, if we're gonna go big or go home, we're gonna go for the gold. Here's a couple of things that these were from that sale too. And the guy's like, "Hey, you can fill a whole tote for $5 of Christmas stuff," and their totes were huge. And I was like, "No, don't tempt me with a good time. I did not need that." But now this isn't. I mean, it's older, but it's not that old. And I think you can probably still buy this. I think, but when you get it for next to nothing, you buy it. Like it was $3.99 at Alco, which is way out of business. So this is vintage as well. But I use these in my assemblage, and they also, you can put them on the side of your page too. But it's really supposed to go around your tree. And if you have a tinsel tree, a aluminum tree, this is lightweight, and although it does sometimes get stuck in the branches, so you just got to remember that. So I got that. And then I found this really cute tablecloth that is vintage as well. It says it's plastic backed, so I think I can sew another piece to it and make it into journal covers. And if it doesn't get opened in the next year, it'll probably be coming to a sale because I'm not going to keep it. What did Carrie say? Oh my gosh, Hotel Motel. That's funny. I love that song. We're in the home stretch, friends. Okay. Oh, here, I'll show you that cookies book. And some of these things they might still be coming to the sale, you know. I don't know. But not that. So this is not old. It's got 5 tab sections, but I'm still collecting. Like I said, I've got plenty of books. I bought more of them, I think, this time, of Sesame Street. I don't have a lot of like ephemera. I did find a piece of fabric. And I actually bought it on Etsy. Where is it? Oh, here it is, right here. I haven't even looked at it. And look, she used a Cookie Monster sticker on there. This is Keeping You in Stitches 2012. eBay seller, fabrics on the bolt, Christmas and other panels and samplers, kids novelties. So, I don't know if this is an old piece of, I don't even remember. I bought it quite a while ago and I just haven't shared it. Did I see Elmo? No. So yeah, it is vintage. But these were the panels, and I was like, okay, I can use that. I need to get stuff that's not paper. So there was the ranch one, the beach one. Let's go to the beach. Let's go to the beach. How many did I buy? 3. And then this one, doing the pigeon. So at least I have some fabric. Sesame Street. And then this was, oops, there's other stuff inside here. Oh, this is just probably, it's Crayola. I don't know. But I thought it was cute for my school days journals. Probably from Wally World or something. I'm not sure. And then this one I didn't want, but the guy's like, oh, just put it in there. I said, okay, because it's a write and wipe workbook. I mean, it's cute. It's just got count on each page in one little spot. So it'll be fine. But look at the inside of this. It's got all the characters. I never answered the question. Did I? Or did I ask the question even of who was the first Sesame Street character to um, debut on Sesame Street? You can't look it up. Barry and Bert and Santa. I know, isn't that cute? So this one, it has stickers, and then it had stories and activities. So I got things I can cut out. Nice size Bert and Ernie and the friends. No one's taking a guess on who the first. Now I got to remember. I got to make sure I got this right. Well, I'll get it close to right. So this is fun. There's lots of these would make cute little pockets or journal cards. Some of them are, not like I said. I believe it was Oscar. So it was Oscar, Big Bird, and then there were two more. So like I watched the first, I think 3 episodes, and it was Oscar, Big Bird, Ernie. I can't remember who the fourth one. There were 4 of them that I remember. And then Gordon was the first human. It was Gordon and Mr. Hooper were the first 2 that were on there, and then Susan was on. And I don't know if it was 1969, so it was before I would be watching television. I didn't watch that probably till I was, I don't know, 3, 2, I don't know, 4. I didn't I mean, I guess I probably knew this, but Oscar was orange. Yeah. And I remember going to the Smithsonian, to the American History Museum, and I feel like there was something about that there, but it was like I blocked it from my mind. I was like, did I remember that he was orange to begin with? So there you have it. A little Sesame Street trivia for you. But if you have a chance, if you love Sesame Street as much as I do, then go check it out on YouTube. You can watch from the very first edition or first issue. My gosh, episode. Here's that dessert book, and I got this one again. I have more than one of these, but this is the one I want to do. I heard this on the radio the other day. How I remembered is beyond me. I remember things like that. See? There you go. This scrapbook, why did I get this? Oh, because I think that this would be good for my sewing journals. But this person just scrapbook. Like, I remember doing this. I used to do the, like, sleeves, and I would get my magazines, and I'd take out, like, I'd have one for design, for home interior. I would have, or interior design. I'd have one for art projects. I'd have one for fashion. And I'd take them out and I'd put those pages in the sleeves. Now we have Pinterest, but that's basically what this lady did. So I thought, I haven't had a chance to go through it, but I will. And there's some quilt things. I will put those into that container of all my stuff. This is something I'm going to have to look into this too, because this is from the Martha Bolson show. So it must have been a radio show, and she must have been a chef or something. I don't know. I'm going to find out I'm going to learn about her. But I have 2 of these, and these are all different dates and different recipes. And then I thought the other one, but these are all the recipes. Now, hold on. The other one that I have seems to me like it was different. 1964, 65, and 66. And in here was, so see, this tells the February programs. And here's the program. Everything she was going to say. But in here, there was the channels, like the stations that maybe aired it, I guess. Yeah, like the Martha Bolson Show, 15-minute programs Monday through Friday, and it has all of the cities in North Dakota, Nebraska, South Dakota, Missouri, Kansas, and Iowa, and Illinois. Do you guys know who Martha Bolson is? I did not. I don't know if she is Martha Bolson or what the deal was, but I already showed you some of those Western magazines. Let's see what else I have that you haven't. Oh, I'll show you. Okay, hang on. I'm just trying to find a couple of the unique things, and I'm about done. All right, I did find this, the Golden Christmas book. I feel like I've sold this before, maybe, but I wasn't really thrilled with what the pages on the inside. But I do love the cover, and I think it would make a cute journal. But like a lot of them, yeah. I do like this. Other than that, I wasn't really impressed with the inside, but I love the cover and the end pages, or the fly pages. So I got that one. We'll see. If I don't do anything with it, guess what? You might see it at a sale. This I thought was adorable. It is piano arrangements from 1964. And I just liked the images. I thought it was super cute. Okay, so these might not be that exciting, but there were some that were cute. Like, I love that. I love that. That is adorable. That one's cute. Love. So I just thought these were super pretty pages. A little bit different for a music book. Like, I need another music book. And then this I was thinking about putting on display either when I staged that house or at the duplex. But this is the front of it. Can't beat that. And it says, by Barbara Taylor Bradford, who you guys might know, Easy Steps to Successful Decorating. And it's just a cool book. So I kind of got this. I'm not going to cut it up. It's more for my collection. But I'll probably put it on display somewhere. So I got that one. This is another on the fence. I can't decide what I'm going to do with it. I just thought this was funny. And it says, I'm in the mood for. And it's got the cookbook. And yeah, Khadijah, I figured you would probably like that. I love the old vintage interior design books. They're one of my favorites. But this is just so fun. It's not really that. It's 1982. But it's got like a family affair. It's got little stories in funny little puns and such. Rainy afternoons. But the thing I liked about it is it's oh, Susie, you're the most awesomeness. Thank you. I will definitely use those in my travel stuff. Or I'll just display them because they're cute. Anytime I can find a book that is landscape, I feel like I have to bring it home because it just screams that it needs to be made into a journal. I don't know why. Ooh, romantic notions. Here's what you could do on your anniversary. Getting too old for romance? Not really. And then it gives you all the ideas of the things you can make for a romantic dinner. Awesome. Okay, let's see if I have anything more exciting. Oh, yes, I have one more. And I wanted to show you that, what is this? Here's just some randomness. Oh, this is back to that bookkeeping office kind of thing. This was a new one that I don't have anything like this. Of course, I need to share some pages in this. But what I thought was cool is like it was like the accounting notebook, or these were adjusting and closing entries. So I really liked how the pages were, and that's the only reason I got this. But I'm not keeping the whole thing. I'm just gonna keep a few pages for that journal, and then I'll probably just put the rest in bundles. Or I'll just say, hey, I've dug into this book. Does anybody want it? All right, this looks really boring. Mary Johnson's Guide to Altering and Restyling Ready-Made Clothes. So my tip to you is make sure you look at take off the dust cover and see what's underneath it. Because if you open it up, not anything too exciting. But when you look at that, that is the cover, and all it has is it says sewing, and it's a sewing machine. Yes, that needs to be a journal. Plus, it's orange. So thank you, Mary Johnson. I know, that was a fun little find. And then lastly, here we're back to the chocolate journals. Oh, wait a minute. I did find these little things. Vegetable. I thought these would go good in my garden journals. These were also in the bottom of that. But I'm telling you, that box was like never ending. I'm like, what else is in there? And no rhyme or reason. It's just like somebody chucked all the stuff in there. But this is a revised edition of the 1934 Hershey's cookbook. It's super cute. And Carrie, if Carrie's still here, I have a question for you, or anybody who knows how to do cinch bound journals. I took one of these books similar to this apart not so long ago, and the entire time I think I was in Clear Lake when I took it apart, so I didn't have all my supplies. Aw, Khadijah, we love you. So my question is, do you think you could one of two things? A, take this apart. This one might not be. Yeah. So take this apart carefully. And if you didn't have this size of binding materials, could you reuse it? Like I just ripped mine apart. But this, I might think about it. Or do you think you could, because I do have some that are this size. Do you think I could how do they do that? See how that's cinched? Or am I just going to get a headache trying to figure out how to do it? Does anybody know? I'm inquiring because I love this cover. I love it how it is. This might be one you could just take out a few pages and turn it into an altered book. Oh, look, there's a recipe. So I guess I could do that with it. But I don't want to do anything until I get some advice from people who are much better at cinching stuff. You have enough room to cinch. Okay. But have you ever done it like this? Is it going to cinch the same way? I don't know. So that was my last item. I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll just say this right now. If any one of you would have been close by, I would have been so happy because, I guess I could have FaceTimed some of you. We could have just had a party. But I'm really telling you, I love to, hunt for things, especially for you guys. And without Dave, or like last year, I went with Dave and my girlfriend, and I had so much fun. But it just took a little bit of the, fun out of it. And like I said, I hadn't planned. I had no spreadsheet. I had forgotten the sales were even happening. So I was just totally thrown off my game this year. But next year, I'm almost tempted to, because we haven't done it for several years, but to skip the Iowa one, and then just pick a state. The last time we did Kentucky for the world's longest yard sale, because I had really high hopes that I was going to get all the way to Tennessee. We never even made it out of Kentucky. Um, but just to pick one state and then drive there, thrift for the weekend, and then come back. But I'm not missing it next year, and I'm not missing my preparation of making my spreadsheets. It won't cinch the same way. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed spending time with me today. It makes me really happy. Now I gotta go be responsible and probably go stage a house or go pick up furniture. So we shall see. I hope. What are you guys doing for the rest of the day before you go? Tell me, tell me. I know some of you. Hope was making clusters, and I'd like to be putting some of this stuff away. However, that might not happen. And make sure you look like I need to. I don't have a calendar. Let me see. I do have a calendar. Let me tell you the exact date that our first sale will be. If time allows, I will schedule a vintage sewing pattern sale before that. Here's my calendar. It's coming up. Okay, so our first sale is this coming Tuesday. So I'm not going to have time to do the pattern sale before that. But Tuesday, sale day. Yay, yay. No, that's the first week. That's the first Tuesday in August, isn't it, you guys? Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. The 12th is the first day. I still feel like July just flew by and it didn't even happen. YouTube hates me when I release all the shorts in one day. Well, can't you schedule them? You can schedule them. YouTube, give Carrie a break, man. Have fun. I appreciate you guys being here. Jonna, have fun packing. Khadijah, enjoy your organizing and playing. Relax, Hope. Relax away. We will see you next time. Until then, you know how it is. Remember to take time to just be. Hope's doing it. We'll see you soon, guys. Love ya. Bye-bye.